welcome back to my Astro Imaging Journey channel. So, in the last episode, we captured Saturn and Jupiter, and now we're going to see if we can actually get anything out of those files. So, what I'm going to use is I'm going to use Autostackert and Registax, both. I'm going to use Autostackert to stack the image and then Registax to sharpen the image. So let me get over to Autostackert, and then the first thing we're going to want to do is click open, and let's just choose let's go with this one right here. Let's go with the last one. Click open. Want to keep it as planet and dynamic background. At this point, everything is just pretty much default, so I'm just going to go ahead and click analyze. And this will take a couple minutes to process through and figure out which frames are best. Alright, that has completed. It says this is our best frame, and what you can see up here is that it reorders the frames. So frame 1438 was the best frame, and frame 1844 out of 2500 was our lowest quality. So now let's do a place AP grid. We get 52. This was just using the default 48, size of 48. Minimum brightness 30. Let's bump that up to 50. What I'm trying to get this down to is 10 to 20. And I think I'm going to want to go let's go to a 56. And 22, and let's do okay, 19 looks good. So we're just changing the size and the minimum brightness to get us about 10 to 20 points, and that should be good. The frame stack, so I'm going to want to do 20%, but I'm going to be curious to see if I use the top 10%, top 20%, and well, let's do 30%. And what this will do is give us 3 separate stacked images, one with the best 10%, 20%, and finally the best 30% of the frames. Use the RGB align. Atmosphere does bend the light, and this is lower on the horizon, unfortunately, so there's a lot of atmosphere it's going through. So I check RGB align and I save in folders. I'll show you that here in a second. And we'll do a prefix of Jupiter, not Juniper. Why? I have that network device company Juniper on my brain for some reason this week. I'm not going to use any drizzle. So if we come over here to my folder where all these are stored, once this stacks, since I have it saved in folders, I should see a 3 folders if it's able to produce 3 images at these stacking levels. An AP10, an AP20, an AP30, and inside there I should have my stacked image or images. So let's go ahead and do a stack. This will take some time to run, so we will be back, but as you can see, it's running through. And yeah, so we'll be back when this is completed. Actually, there's our ASP10. So you can see we've got one stacked image with our best 10 frames. So we will be back when it completes all 3. Alright, we are back. It didn't take as long as I had anticipated, but let's just take a quick look at this image. A little blurry. Hopefully we can sharpen that up a little bit. And let's take a look at that one. Kind of looks about the same. And 30. So I'm going to be curious. So we will now move over to Registax. So let's do a select. And we're going to want to come over to extra imaging working, planetary, percentage 10. Let's open that up. As you can see, it already comes over here to the wavelet. And I'm just going to go with, I can't remember which tutorial it was. I didn't put it in my notes, but I'm going to start with that and we're going to see what we have. So we're going to just drag this layer 1 all the way to the right. And then we're going to sharpen this to a 1.5 or 0.15 rather. And denoise of 0.3. That seemed to do it. Okay. And let's move this one all the way over to the right. Didn't seem to do a whole lot, but that's okay. We'll leave it there. Next, we're going to go into our histogram. And we're going to want to drag, we're going to want to, probably should have went with a longer exposure or higher ISO, probably longer exposure to get it a little bit more, but that's okay. We're just going to drag this right side over to brighten it up and hit stretch. And that definitely brightened it up a little bit, but you can see our channels are not aligned very well. So we're going to come over here to RGB balance. We're going to hit auto balance. All right. Now we'll just bring this back over a little bit. Stretch again. And brought out the one moon right there. Not the greatest image, but we're going to just go ahead and do a save. We'll do P10. And then this was L30. And we're going to save that as a TIFF. Save. And we're going to save this schema. We'll just do that. So now we're going to move over to our 20. And let's see if that improved any using 20 instead of 10. And let's stretch that. Yep, that seemed to do a little bit better. We'll save this one. Do a save. And now let's go over to the percentage 30 image. So again, we'll load schema. Definitely saw a difference in that one. Again, let's stretch our histogram. Balance our channels. Stretch it again. And we'll call that one good for now. Save. Now if we go over here, let's take a look at this one, but we'll put it about like that. And based on this view, let me pull this in a little bit. Yeah, there's a little bit more dynamic range in the 30 than there is the 10. Let's look at the 20. And the 20 and the 30 look pretty similar. So I'll probably just stick with the 20 going forward. Yeah, I think percentage 20 is going to work pretty well. So let me look at the Saturn. So this was an L30. So I will dump this. Let me go ahead and do that. So we're here, copy, create a new folder. we'll just put that in there, and then I will use all of the videos here. As you can see, loop 1, loop 2, and let's see, that was last one, which should have been loop 30. Oh, that's right, because I had to start and stop. So might need to do that. I have to look at that one because that was 31. So I'll have to rename that to 31. I'll be curious to see if I can get a little animated GIF based on the rest of these. But let's go ahead and do Saturn. So let's cancel, restart, yes. And let's go back over to Autostackert. Let's go down and let's check the first one. Let's go ahead and analyze. Okay, that is done. I want to change that to Saturn. And to replace the AP grid. This one's going to be a little bit tougher. 16. Okay, so let me go back over here. Just going to go ahead and remove those. Okay, so that one. All right, so because I didn't close out, this is one thing I have noticed with Registax is if you don't actually close out of it, if you restart it like I did, it locks that final folder you were in for some reason. So, but that's okay. We can deal with that. And let's see what this gives us. Well, let's go ahead and stack. We'll be back when it's completed. All right, that has completed. So now we've got our 10, 20, and 30, and 30 should have a Saturn in there. So now let's go over to Registax and let's go ahead and pull up that 30. We'll just go ahead and load that schema that we saved earlier. And sharpened it a little bit. We'll just go ahead and stretch it. Balance it out. And stretch it again. And let's not the greatest, but you know, it is what it is. I will save that. And this is L1. Do a save. And we'll do the same thing for 20. EP156. Save, and let's do the 10. All right, save. And now we will take a look. Let's look at the 30. And let's look at the 10. Put those side by side. Now let's look at the 20. And nope, not that one. Yeah, 30 was a little bright. 20 and 10 are close, so 20 looks like it's the winner. All right. Oh, there was our winner from Saturn and our winner from Jupiter. Clearly, I need to work on what my settings are. You know, there's just a lot in the workflow to still iron out. We had a thunderstorm roll through a couple hours before I started imaging, so there was a lot of humidity in the air. There was the air was just thick. If you remember the last video, the scene conditions just were not the greatest. We're not at opposition. It's lower on the horizon, meaning it's not straight up. So we do have some atmosphere to get through. So long story short, I guess, conditions could be better. And definitely I need to work on possibly tweaking my settings a little bit more, going with a little bit longer exposure, and see what I can come up with on the next go round. So hopefully here in a few weeks, Jupiter and Saturn will be in opposition, and we'll make another attempt at it. So with that, I'm going to say thanks everybody for watching. While my results are not the greatest, at least for me, the first real attempt at trying to do some planetary, there was some learning experiences, and I know I enjoyed the process, so I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. I Hope everybody's staying safe and healthy. As always, clear skies. Have a good one.
Thanks for watching yet another episode from the After Imaging Journey channel. Really appreciate your viewership. In our upper right, we have the latest video that I have posted prior to this one. Down in the lower right, we have what YouTube thinks you will enjoy. Below is a subscription link. Please hit that like button, subscribe if you so choose, ring that bell if you want to get notified of something new, and as always, thank you, clear skies. Remember to